I just wanted to move on and talk about my thoughts in this process. Wrote those down too, but I'd like to give some insight. So, what I noticed, and you could describe it in any way. Maybe it's my passion. Maybe I'm obsessed. Maybe I have an entrepreneurial mind. I don't know, but during the day, I noticed that a lot of things in my environment I interpret through or connect to this project. So, to give you an example, just a second. So, consider this pillow. It has a red color. Well, where my mind would take me looking at this is, for example, oh shit, that's a beautiful full red color. I might be able to use that for my logo. Or if I talk to someone, about a certain topic, I sort of trace it back to how it might be useful in this context. So now I hope that you get why I would call it obsessed. But I'm happy, that's the thing. Happy with it. It shows the importance of this. So at the moment, I've seen this video, great video. I'm also going to refer it because it talks about this person who helped a lot of artists, famous artists, to improve their work. And especially in the last part of the video, he sort of talks about his position in life and how he orientates himself, at least. And it was such a beautiful person, but also a way of thinking. So, yeah, I really got inspired by that, and it reassured me that it's all about the output at the moment. In the context of this project, it's not about the quality. I just need to produce. It's like blah, 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 blah. And then eventually I can recollect and see what I like and what I would like to move on from and use in later videos. So I'm not trying to pay attention to those ideals that I have in my head, which might fall out to be true eventually later in life, or in my life, but not at the moment. I really don't try to listen to my judgment. What I see, for example, I do judge my videos. I do want better, but I don't validate those ideas. I sort of obliviously ignore them, try to move them away or move myself away from that, which works from time to time better than other days. But yeah, that's also a learning curve, because that's basically my default position, to judge and criticize. Yeah, and now that it makes it very easy because there's nobody watching at the moment. So judgment from other people I don't have to deal with at the moment, which is nice. I really don't try. I do have those grandiose ideas. I do remind myself of those daily, in the sense that how could this idea develop to something big, something very big? And basically what I've seen in my mentality is that it doesn't necessarily matter. I do also ignore those, try to at least, because it's all about the next step that I want to make, or that I have to make. That's the priority for now, and it's been working. I've been focusing on that. It's like I look at the long term but ignore it, and therefore focus on the short term and map out those steps, and with as little requirements as possible, because the most important thing is doing it. So, okay. Hope that is clear. Yeah, referring back to the last video, I did warm up to liking, or at least seeing the value in those smaller steps. The steps that I've been talking about, going day by day, writing those down and seeing the growth that happens. Paying attention to it, that's the most important thing. Seeing you do always, but really to enjoy those, that's an important one. Okay, moving on. So, the points of improvement. What I liked is that even though I was completely blocked, I did find a way to cover, to work on this project by recording those voice memos. I want to continue with that. I did it yesterday too. Don't remember what, but okay, I remember doing it. I would like to start building up my life. So it won't only be documenting, but I also want to improve things that I've been worrying about and trying to work on through this system. It should be an enabler, this project. So next Monday is the point where this is gonna really start off. I'm gonna start off big, dangerously big actually. But filling is not a problem, or not the biggest deal, because it's more an attempt to capture my progress in a difficult situation. You'll hear about it or see it at least. I want to also additionally leave less time in between me recording a video and actually editing and posting it. What I've seen is a trend that it usually takes me 2 to 4 days to really record and produce, and post it. So, yeah, that will take time, but I want to tighten those dimensions. Additionally to that, I want to have more structures in my videos. What I noticed and what really irritated me about the last video I made on the emotions is that I wasn't clear in my structure. I tried that today, although sometimes I freeze in my thoughts or freeze in the way of expressing those thoughts. But that's okay, it's just that I would like to improve on that. So hopefully we'll see that soon. So what would be the takeaway message? The most important thing that I'm considering at the moment are the small steps. I want to, this project is actually my baby. It's something I deeply care about, deeply. And when you have a baby, you won't be able to learn it, teach it to do a handstand or to drive a car, because it's still young and you have to nurture it to a certain point. That's this. I want to nurture this process so it keeps on existing, that it stays alive. That's the most important thing if I would look at myself and like starting things and not finishing it. So another metaphor that you could use is, let's take a fire. So you have a fire in your hand or on the ground, and you just lit it, and you want it to start burning actually. You would have to blow some air, just a little in it, for it to grow. Those little blows are the small steps that I'm making. But as soon as that little fire gets too much air, it dies. And that's not something that I want at the moment. That's something that I should be like dead scared of. So I'm gonna stay far away and just try to blow it quickly, so that eventually it turns into this big flame where I can add a lot of air. You know, you can start pumping that air in there, and so it starts burning this grandiose fire, and it could only get bigger and bigger. So yeah, that was a way that I put it, like that I sketched this towards myself. It might be useful for you to get an idea on what I mean. But yeah, that's I think where I'm gonna end it. I see that this is a long video. That worries me a bit, but yeah, I'm gonna end it, stop here, and hopefully this might still be worth watching. So thank